The Big House in Ann Arbor becomes the crucible of the Big Ten this Saturday. Michigan enters ranked 20th, fueled by homecoming energy and the roar of a maize out. Wisconsin limps in with injuries and doubt, a 17.5-point underdog in a matchup that feels like a measuring stick for both programs. It's tradition and momentum against desperation and the hope of survival. Michigan turns to Bryce Underwood, the true freshman who has already proven he belongs. His passing stats are modest, but his poise stands out. More importantly, his legs are a weapon. Nearly 170 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground make him more than a caretaker. He's a dual threat who forces defenses to stay honest. Pair that with Justice Haynes pounding away at 8 yards a carry, and this Michigan offense can flip the game with explosive plays at any moment. Wisconsin, meanwhile, is still searching for stability under center. Billy Edwards Jr. hasn't been fully healthy since week 1. Danny O'Neal has shown flashes but pairs 5 touchdowns with 5 costly interceptions. If both falter, the Badgers may be forced to roll with Hunter Simmons, a transfer not yet tested at this level. That kind of instability against one of the nation's top pass rushes is a dangerous recipe. And yet, the number is the story. Michigan is the better team and will likely control the line of scrimmage, but 17.5 in a low total game opens the door for Wisconsin to scrap, hang around, and sneak through the back door, late. History, sharp money, and the rhythm of Big Ten football all point to a dog with bite. And today's AI pick is Wisconsin, Pleasant 17.5. Will we cash, or will we burn? Next game coming up.
The Swamp in Gainesville is one of the loudest, most hostile stages in college football, and it's where Texas steps in as a top 10 team with something to prove. Florida, reeling at 1-3, is desperate to salvage its season, while the 9th-ranked Longhorns arrive favored by 4.5. It's SEC tradition meeting new blood, with Arch Manning facing his first real road trial in the conference. For Manning, this game is more than hype. It's validation. His stat line shows 9 touchdowns through the air, 5 more with his legs, and nearly 900 passing yards. He's averaging over 8 yards per attempt, proof that Texas has been willing to take risks downfield and create explosive plays. Against weaker competition, he's been steady, and after a bye week, the expectation is that he's sharper, more prepared, and ready to command the huddle under fire. This is the game that could turn him from prospect into proven star. Florida's quarterback DJ Lagway tells the opposite story. On paper, he's accurate, but 6 interceptions to just 5 touchdowns show how costly his mistakes have been. The Gators' offense has sputtered all season, managing just 33 points in 3 straight losses. They've already given up 9 sacks, and now face one of the most disruptive fronts in college football. With Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill Jr. bearing down, the chances of Lagway being forced into hurried throws and turnovers are high. Texas doesn't need to run away with this game. They just need to impose their defensive will, hit a few big plays on offense, and let Florida's mistakes add up. The crowd may keep it close for a while, but talent, depth, and discipline win late. And today's AI pick is Texas, 4.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Next game coming up.
Bryant-Denny Stadium will be electric as Alabama hosts Vanderbilt in a game carrying far more weight than a typical SEC matchup. The Tide enter ranked 10th in the nation, fueled by revenge after last year's stunning upset loss to the Commodores. College game day is on campus, the crowd is ready, and Alabama is a double-digit favorite by 10.5 points. The quarterback matchup illustrates the contrast between these two programs. Vanderbilt's Diego Pavia is the spark that's powered the Commodores' surprising 5-0 start. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards, added nearly 300 on the ground, and accounted for 15 total touchdowns. His ability to extend plays and make something out of nothing has been the signature of this offense. Pavia will try to keep drives alive against one of the most disciplined defenses he's faced in his career. On the other side, Ty Simpson has emerged as the efficient, mistake-free leader Alabama needed. Through 4 games, he has thrown for over 1,100 yards with 11 touchdowns and, critically, 0 interceptions. His ball security and pre-snap awareness have kept Alabama's offense on schedule. Surrounded by a talented receiving corps, Simpson thrives on rhythm and timing, and at home against a defense ranked outside the top 80 in efficiency, he has a chance to carve up Vanderbilt's secondary. The game comes down to whether Vanderbilt's explosive offense can sustain success against Alabama's defensive talent. The Tide are top 15 in both run and pass defense, and they thrive on eliminating balance, forcing teams into predictable passing downs. If they bottle up Pavia's running lanes and pressure him consistently, Vanderbilt's big play rhythm breaks down. Combine that with Alabama's revenge factor and mistake-free offense, and the ingredients point to a decisive home win. And today's AI pick is Alabama, 10.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Next game coming up.
The Horseshoe in Columbus becomes the center of college football as #1 Ohio State hosts Minnesota under the primetime lights. The Buckeyes are undefeated, defending champions, and nearly 4-touchdown favorites. The Gophers arrive as massive underdogs, but with a defense strong enough to at least give them a fighting chance to stay inside the number. For Ohio State, the spotlight falls on Julian Sain. The redshirt freshman quarterback has been efficient, completing nearly 79% of his passes for 10 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Surrounded by stars like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, he doesn't need to force the game. He simply needs to deliver the ball and let elite playmakers handle the rest. This formula has worked through 4 weeks, and it's why Ohio State looks like the best team in the country. Minnesota counters with another freshman, Drake Lindsey, who is coming off a career-best performance against Rutgers. He threw for 324 yards and 3 touchdowns, earning Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors. Lindsey won't be asked to match Sain throw for throw, but he will need to protect the football and find ways to sustain drives against the toughest defense he'll see all year. The Gophers have leaned on discipline, and if he can avoid turnovers, they have the tools to grind out first downs and limit possessions. The key is Minnesota's defense. Ranked top 10 nationally in both total yards allowed and rush defense, the Gophers excel at forcing opponents into long drives. Against a Buckeye team that thrives on explosive plays, keeping everything in front and tackling soundly is the only way to survive. Ohio State will almost certainly control the game, but the number leaves room for Minnesota's toughness to cash. And today's AI pick is Minnesota Plunger 23.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Next game coming up.
Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee will be alive on Saturday night as number 3 Miami meets number 18 Florida State in one of college football's most bitter rivalries. The Hurricanes enter undefeated, chasing the college football playoff, while the Seminoles arrive desperate after a crushing double overtime loss at Virginia. The line sits at Miami by 4.5, but rivalry history and Florida State's firepower make this one tighter than the number suggests. Carson Beck leads Miami with the efficiency of a surgeon. The Georgia transfer has completed over 73% of his passes with 7 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Behind a strong offensive line and the steady production of running back Mark Fletcher Jr., Beck has kept Miami on schedule and out of dangerous situations. The Hurricanes have given up just 11.5 points per game, boasting one of the best defenses in the country. On paper, it's the kind of balance that makes them look like a top 3 team. Florida State, though, thrives on chaos. Tommy Castellanos is a magician with the ball in his hands, leading the Seminoles not only in passing but also in rushing yards. He's the centerpiece of an offense, averaging 53 points per game, the most explosive unit in the nation. Paired with Gavin Sawchuk in the backfield and big play threat Ducey Robinson at receiver, Castellanos has the weapons to stress even Miami's disciplined front. The key will be whether Florida State's defense can do just enough. They've been inconsistent, but in front of a raucous home crowd at night, energy can elevate a unit. Add in the desperation factor, and 0-2 ACC start would end their title hopes, and the motivation tilts their way. Miami may win, but this rivalry rarely tilts to blowouts. And today's AI pick is Florida State plus 4.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Next game coming up.
Under the primetime lights and the weight of rivalry weekend, here are your 5 free AI picks for October 4, 2025. Pick 1, Wisconsin plus 70.5 at Michigan. Pick 2, Texas, 4.5 at Florida. Pick 3, Alabama, 10.5 against Vanderbilt. Pick 4, Minnesota, plus 23.5 at Ohio State. Pick 5, Florida State, plus 4.5 against Miami. Ahora en español. Selección 1, Wisconsin, plus 37.5 contra Michigan. Selección 2, Texas, 4.5 contra Florida. Selección 3, Alabama, 10.5 contra Vanderbilt. Selección 4, Minnesota, plus 123.5 contra Ohio State. Selección 5, Florida State, plus 4.5 contra Miami. Back to English now. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? And to leave you with an old saying in German, viele Hunde sind des Hasen tot. Translation: many dogs are the death of the hare,